What do I think? That is the question so many of you have been asking me. I'm Dani Walker. Thanks for tuning in to the episode. If you enjoy this coverage and content, please consider supporting the channel by hitting that super thanks button or joining memberships for exclusive content. Personally, I think that everyone involved needs a timeout. Take a little breath. If a timeout's not working, maybe a little papao is necessary. And then after that, we need to have a discussion, take accountability, say we're sorry, and move on. That's honestly what I think, but let's get into the details. Miss Hawaii was just crowned as Noelia's successor. In an Instagram post prior to her crowning, this is what she said. In 2022, I endeavored on a journey to become Miss Hawaii USA. With the support of my family and friends, I accomplished that goal and was crowned in January of 2023. From there, I worked tirelessly with my eye on the next goal, the Miss USA title. Was the pinnacle and happiest moment of my pageantry career. Please know that my decision to accept the Miss USA crown was not one that was made lightly. I stand with Noelia and admire her strength to step down and prioritize her mental health. Noelia, it was an honor of a lifetime to share the stage with you during your crowning moment, and I wish you all the best in your next chapter. To the state of Hawaii and my family and friends who have always uplifted me during this journey, it's a privilege to accept this title on behalf of you. I hope to make you all proud. With the little time I have as Miss USA, it is my intention to bring attention and focus onto the rebuilding of Lahaina on my island of Maui. I apologize if I mispronounced those. I also look forward to helping the 2024 delegates transition into a new era of Miss USA and supporting them on their own journey towards the crown. Thank you everyone for your words of encouragement and kindness as I embark on this new journey. Your uplifting comments and messages have ensured me that accepting this title is the right thing to do, and I am so thrilled to be your new Miss USA. Shortly after this, Savannah's mom had a comment to add. She said, "To everyone that is bashing our daughter, I want you to know and understand this decision was not made easily. I have raised a warrior, and your hateful comments she can endure. For those who claim they are supporting women, apparently you should take that back because you have no clue how to support women. We heard directly from a former employee, a parent, and Noelia herself on what they went through. What they went through was nothing as detrimental as what media portrays it to be. Yes, unfortunately, they may have had to ride Spirit Airlines." Super quick clarification, jumping in here for a second. I filmed this episode last night, but I actually did reach out to Noelia's mom, and she was kind enough to answer a couple questions for me because I was curious about this whole Spirit Airlines flight thing. I found out that Noelia actually did not fly Spirit Airlines, but the reason she did not fly Spirit Airlines is because she instead chose to pay out of pocket for an upgraded flight when Leila had initially offered the Spirit Airlines flight. Yes, they may have had their boss tell them that some of their posts were not of brand. Yes, they may have not had a makeup artist add an appearance for them. They may have been reprimanded for some of their outfit choices. The other thing to mention is that Noelia was never reprimanded by Leila for what she wore. That is false. And if you look at the social media, why would she be? I never saw Noelia post anything either on her personal account or on the Miss USA account that showed that she was wearing anything that was shocking or inappropriate or unprofessional. But apparently what Noelia wore was paid for by Noelia, and Noelia even hired a stylist, and the stylist was also out of pocket. Yes, they may have not gotten their full prize package. I have to stop at that point because if you enter into a contractual agreement, that's not something like, well, whatever, they didn't get their prize package, who cares? The prize package, as stated in an interview with their mothers and Good Morning America, was the least of their concerns.
So I want to make clear, it's not about what they didn't get, about the prizes. No, right. It's about how they were ill-treated.
Contestants should be able to have faith in the organization that they are competing in, that the prize package that was assured to be delivered to them in a timely manner is delivered in a timely manner. In the past, remember, Miss USA won, and the next day or so, she went straight to that New York apartment and she had a full media week. Noelia did not receive that. That is completely out of the norm, and frankly, in terms of industry standards, it is unacceptable. Let's continue. But if that was the worst, then I'm sorry, but maybe they have forgotten what their primary role was, and that was to be a role model for women. which I feel they fulfilled. We have military women today at the front lines in battle. We have women as police officers and firefighters out there protecting us. The role of Miss USA is nowhere near life-threatening as what these women go through. Miss USA role is not about glitz and glamour. It's the ability to use this platform and speak for women. My daughter has not forgotten that goal. While many of you are harassing and belittling her, you are the problem. Must not forget there is a class of 2024 contestants waiting to fulfill their dreams of becoming the next Miss USA. Are you agreeing to take that away from them? Are you part of the problem that wants to silence them? A lot of you are hypocritical by what you are writing and your belief, so shame on all of you who speak ill about her decision. If you're a true supporter of women, you will support women and the hard decisions they make on a daily. Spread the aloha, I'm for Savannah. Then the comments were limited. I'm walking to a coffee shop to go edit this episode. Apologies for this other jump cut. This entire situation is an absolute PR nightmare. I'm reading the comments online after Savannah's crowning, and they're terrible. And I'm getting a ton of DMs about this. Not positive, but honestly, it is not too late to step away from the title. She could just resign. She could just say, you know what? I thought this was the right move. Turns out it's not. The other thing I want to mention is that this is a lesson in why parents should not take to the internet in these types of situations. Unless you got something positive to say, I don't think it's the move. It's reflecting very poorly currently on Savannah's mom, according to general comments, and also on Savannah. I can't even tell you how many conversations I've had to have with my own mother because of my channel, where I have had to stop that woman from commenting and responding to people who say mean things about me on the internet. And my mom has had to learn to just like sit back and not respond and really rise above in so many scenarios. And that is not easy for a Latina woman to do. Okay, not easy at all. But I've just had to have I've actually had arguments with my mom saying, Mom, please, 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 I know you have great intentions, but you don't need to come to my defense online. It's not actually gonna help. Savannah's mom also had a few other things to say in the comments. She responded to people by saying, hi there, I'm her mother. She accepted the crown because we found out the real truth. Noelia spoke to her. I heard from one of the mothers, and I heard from one of the recent employees of the organization. When the truth comes out, you will see why she decided to accept the position. She also added, she doesn't need the car and apartment. She owns a villa and a hotel. She has a driver. I'm happy for Savannah that she has all of those things, but what about other contestants who don't? Now, after Savannah's mom was posting all of that, here is what Denise White shared. Statement from spokesperson for Noelia Voigt, former Miss USA. As Noelia's spokesperson, I want to state explicitly and without any ambiguity that Noelia has never engaged in any communication with Hawaii's mother at any time. In light of Hawaii's mother's social media post, which has now been deleted, we find it necessary to set the record straight. We are uncertain as to why she would perpetuate this falsehood and is categorically incorrect. While we absolutely disapprove of any form of bullying, we also frown upon dishonesty. Friends, it has been going down in the comments. It has been going down. Do you see why I think everybody needs a little time out? Also, there have been some wild reports in the media, and I'm like, oh my gosh. Some news publications found out that Leila had in some capacity worked with or for Playboy for events, for live events that they had, and that she allegedly is on the cover of a magazine. Now, Leila has denied this claim, but if you run this image through an AI software that can detect if images are AI generated or if they're created by humans, here is the result. Technically, all of these images are in violation of Leila's contract with the Miss Universe organization, but I feel like things like these images aren't really frowned upon anymore in this day and age. Honestly, if Leila would have just owned up to all of these images and not tried to hide them, that nobody would have cared. I don't even think they would have made it into a news article if she had simply said like, yeah, I shot that image and you know what? I looked hot doing it. The fact that things are trying to be covered up is making things more than what they are. It's like blowing a lot of things out of proportion. Savannah decided to step into this role, but the first runner-up of the Teen USA title declined. And as far as we know, the rest of the Teen USA class are standing together in their solidarity and support of Uma Sophia's decision to leave the organization because it does not align with her values. This is what Stephanie had to say. Hi everyone, as many of you know, on August 6, 2023, I was crowned Miss New York Teen USA 2023. Since I was 12 years old, I have put every ounce of my being to work towards my dream of earning an esteemed national title and the platform to do good that comes with it. I have never had anything handed to me in life, and I have tirelessly worked towards this goal of mine for years. On September 28, 2023, the door to become Miss Teen USA 2023 closed when I was awarded first runner-up to the national title and overall best interview. Throughout my over 100 appearances, publishing my own children's book, Holding Hands with Hope, collaborating on A Day of Hope with the NYC Mayor, and serving as Miss New York Teen USA 2023, I learned the true importance of what it means to serve in the best interest of others. I felt grateful leaving my Miss Teen USA experience as I was able to share my impact and advocacy. I will always prioritize my role as a title holder and as an advocate for positive change. In light of recent events, I have decided to decline the title of Miss Teen USA 2023. This was not an easy decision. I hope for respect of my choice, as this was a decision I never asked to make. My word is my everything. I gave my commitment to a global research career opportunity in Thailand that will require me to live abroad for the summer. In addition, although I do not know exactly what Noelia and Uma went through that led them to resign, I am sending them immense love and support. What I do know is that my core values are integrity, honor, kindness, and most importantly, I will always stand for female empowerment. I believe we all deserve the power to use our voices. If you know me, you know how much this meant to me and how much I sacrificed. Yes, I would be grateful for this platform to be a national representation for young women across the country. But I believe this is the right decision to make. I am even more grateful for the opportunity to make an impact by always supporting and serving those around me as Stephanie. With love, Stephanie Skinner. These are two very different announcements, and as I mentioned in past episodes, I think that Savannah is taking a lot of heat for stepping into this role versus Stephanie is being praised for not accepting this title. I do want to say I don't feel like anybody in this entire situation should receive hateful comments online. You don't fully understand the impact of those comments until you're on the receiving end. Now, like I said in past episodes, I don't think that stepping into this role is the right move. As we're seeing, the public is mainly sharing their opinions and saying that they disagree as well. That they're like, Savannah, I don't think that this was the move. No one can really speak for a title holder's true intentions in a situation like this or the reasons that they make these choices. Because you can say one thing online, but you can mean something totally different in the background. But what I will say is that Savannah did make a statement about supporting the class of 2024. But my only question to that is, what about the class of 2023? My other question is, how can we best advocate for the class of 2024 and beyond? As far as I know, I feel like there is a really big missed opportunity in this whole scenario. What better way to be there for these young women than to advocate for their voices? If I was in the shoes of any runner-up, I would personally say I'm happy to step into the role of Miss USA with this condition. The condition is that Noelia and Uma Sophia must be released from their NDAs so that they can share about their experience, so that future contestants know what they're in for when they're applying for the title of Miss Teen USA and Miss USA. And the other thing I would ask for is to have that NDA removed for all future contestants. I feel like that would have been the power move. This would have been the opportunity to say, this is how, through my action, I am advocating for the voices of young women that come after me. Imagine if that was her legacy. That would be a very, very powerful legacy. I also want to mention that although Savannah did accept this title, another interesting development is that Miss Colorado USA 2023 decided to resign in support of Noelia and Uma. Here's what she had to say. I stand in solidarity with Noelia and Uma Sophia, former Miss USA and Miss Teen USA 2023, as I step down from my role as Miss Colorado USA. Noelia and Uma Sophia's voices have been stifled by the constraints of a contract that undermines their rights and dignity. These remarkable women serve as a poignant reminder of the urgent need for reform within the Miss USA organization. Even though she wasn't a runner-up, she is still getting a lot of positive feedback for this move, and I'm really curious if other 2023 title holders will follow suit. Now I have a little prediction. Remember that Savannah now is under the same NDA that Noelia and Uma Sophia are under. But because there has been so much negative press regarding allegations of harassment, bullying, a toxic workplace, and unnecessary aggression, I feel like Savannah can now be used as a pawn for the organization to generate positive press. My guess is that for the next 2.5 months, Savannah will receive the treatment that Noelia and Uma Sophia should have received during their reign, so that they can have a positive spin of press on this entire situation. I would not be surprised if Savannah ends up flying to Florida to take photos at the Miss USA apartment, for example, to use that for press for next year's pageant. Or if Savannah gets the media tour that Noelia didn't get upon return from Miss Universe. In a recent interview, Savannah had great things to say about Leila Rose, and I'm sure that is exactly what we're going to be hearing for the next 2.5 months leading up to Miss USA to address this PR crisis.
I believe in Leila Rose. She has been nothing but kind during this whole process when she stepped into this leadership last year. So I truly believe in it, and I know that she's going to do great things.
So if you don't know it already, if you win a title, whether we're talking about the America system or the USA system, and you represent Hawaii, you truly are treated like a queen. I can remember when I visited Waikiki and I'm walking down the main strip, and what do you know it, I look up and there is this huge ad of a former Miss Hawaii USA. If you follow their reigns, they have great events, they have great appearances, they work with a lot of different hotels and venues and nonprofits. Honestly, like, being Miss Hawaii is a really great opportunity. Like I said, for America or for USA, they do so many wonderful things. But what blew my mind is when you look at this crowning ceremony, that there wasn't more done. Yes, it was at a hotel, but listen, I have worked in events. You couldn't throw up a couple of risers and some pipe and drape, okay, into a small meeting room, and they might run you like $1,500 for a few hours of rental, and maybe 9 sections, so 9 squares building a mini stage plus the stairs plus a little bit of pipe and drape. I mean, maybe tack that on for extra $1,000, right? Take a look at this crowning of Savannah versus what it used to be. You can just take a look at Olivia Culpo crowning Nana Merriweather, and it was a big to-do. They had a step and repeat covered in the Miss Universe logos, brilliant, great for branding. You can see how much press was there, how many photographers were there. Also, you can think about when Morgan Romano was crowned by Albany. They at least crowned her at a state pageant, which I thought was great because she got to have the experience of a live audience to kind of simulate that winning moment of becoming Miss USA. And then when I saw this, it just looked really, really messy. It makes me sad for the organization. I feel really sorry for contestants. I feel really sorry for anybody whose name right now is currently tied to the organization, because this is your work. Like, this is what people are judging you by. And Miss USA and Miss Universe, like, these are not the only pageants nowadays, friends. They really aren't. In fact, there's other organizations that have been around for many decades that are fantastic, and they're competitive. And just look at Miss Grand International, the type of quality that they're putting into their shows, right? Like, these young women have other options outside of Miss USA and Miss Universe. When you're producing events that look like what we saw tonight, these young women are like, let me check out some other pageants. Maybe this isn't what I thought it would be. Maybe this isn't the route that I want to go. One thing that I do feel like would make this entire situation better, which I know it's not really a viable option because so much money has already been spent and there are contracts that have already been signed, but I saw somebody mention in the comments, send Savannah to Miss Universe this year. Allow her to have that full Miss USA experience. Give her that salary, give her that prize package. Then think about all the other state pageants or the title holders that, first of all, we still don't even have half of the class of Miss USA crowned, all right? Like, that's not even happening. Those contestants are going to be crowned, many of them, shortly before Miss USA, giving them hardly any time to prepare. So why not send Savannah? Now, all of the queens that already got crowned for technically 2024 could compete in 2025, and then all the state directors will be able to get back on track with their pageants. No state directors have to cancel their pageants right now. Crown all those ladies, send them to 2025. Now, the tough part is here, though. I mean, how are you going to cancel all those contracts with the CW and the venue? That's you're gonna lose money there. But you can kind of really start helping everybody out and getting everybody back on track. I would like that idea. I think it'd be great. It would be a huge plus that could come out of this whole situation, this whole mess. Something else I need to bring up is that everybody's going to have their opinion on all of these things, right? And you're more than entitled to your opinion. You can believe or not believe Uma Sophia and Noelia. That's fine. That's on you. That's okay. But what really gets me is anyone speaking out trying to dismiss or minimize or justify workplace harassment or bullying. That is not a good look. Whether you believe Noelia and Uma Sophia or not, anybody that is stepping out in support or to say, well, it's not that big of a deal. What if it was your job? What if you had to go to work and you signed an NDA and you were being treated terribly every single day, day in and day out, and you were stressed about it and it was affecting your everyday life? If it was affecting your mental health, your wellness, would it matter to you then? I'm pretty sure it would. So that's something I think that shouldn't even be a part of this conversation. Doesn't matter how you feel about this entire thing, we should never minimize or accept or tolerate workplace bullying or harassment. Period. There is no justification for that. And no amount of money or prizes in a prize package or appearances, frankly, is going to make up for that. Leila Rose was also in attendance for Savannah's crowning, and she did present a short speech, and here's what she said.
Alicia and team, I want to take this moment to show my heartfelt gratitude for all that you have done in supporting Savannah. The warm welcome with open arms from the islands of Hawaii have shown this true spirit and meaning of Ohana. Savannah, they will hang on to your every word, eager to absorb the wisdom and insight you will share. Your message will resonate deeply with them, leaving a lasting impression that will inspire and motivate. Embrace this moment of influence and let your words carry the power of positive change. Your message is not just spoken words, but a beacon of light that will guide and uplift those who are listening. So speak from your heart and watch as your message leaves a trail of inspiration in its wake. We are looking forward to seeing your brand of leadership, unity, and sisterhood you bring to the role of the Miss USA organization. With much love, we continue to carry the Miss Universe message of what it truly means to be beautifully confident. I'd like to thank our corporate partners and sponsors for their unwavering support. We are looking forward to the Miss Teen USA pageant August 1st and Miss USA August 4th in the beautiful Los Angeles, California. It will be live on our CW TV network. So Savannah, welcome to the Miss USA family. Mahalo.
Unfortunately for Leila, I don't believe that this speech had the intended effect, because these are just some of the comments that people are sharing in response to the speech. At the crowning, Savannah made a speech, and here is what she had to say.
Aloha! I am so shocked right now, and I'm just so tremendously grateful. I am incredibly grateful to be standing here today in my home state of Hawaii and accepting this prestigious title. This moment means so much to me, and being surrounded by my loved ones and community has truly fueled me and my motivation to embrace this new chapter. While this decision was not made lightly, I firmly believe that this opportunity was meant for me, and I am ready to make a positive impact with this organization that I hold dear to my heart. Through this journey, I have learned the importance of being a role model for young women, teaching them the value of self-love and empowerment. The personal growth that I have experienced has shaped me into a leader and individual, and I'm eager to use this Miss USA platform to inspire women to strive for greatness. I am forever grateful for the support of my fellow contestants and the friendships I have formed during my time at Miss USA. I am inspired by the dedication and determination of all the women who grace the Miss USA stage, and I am committed to following in their footsteps as a compassionate and impactful leader. As I embark on this unique reign, I am dedicated to taking action and making a difference. With my background as a certified mental health first aid responder and training in anti-bullying suicide prevention, I understand the importance of prioritizing your well-being and advocating for those in need. I believe that the true change starts from within, and I am determined to lead by example and empower the class of 2024 and beyond to pursue their dreams and unwavering confidence and courage. Thank you to the Miss Hawaii USA State Pageant for being by my side through this journey, sharing in my dreams, and putting together such a beautiful coronation today that I will cherish forever.
I have been seeing a few things online that I feel like I've probably addressed in other episodes, but if I have to say it again, I'll say it again. Some people are scrutinizing Noelia and Uma Sophia for not wanting to put in the work. And unfortunately, that's not what was happening during their year of reign. It's not that these young women didn't want to go on appearances. It's that these appearances were either not offered to Noelia or Uma Sophia, or they were canceled. When you are a USA state title holder, national title holder, or a Miss Universe title holder, you are not allowed to just wear your crown and sash wherever you want to go. If that was the case, you would probably have seen wild appearances by now. You have to receive approval from your director. I did talk about this in another episode where Noelia had been given a verbal confirmation to attend the Derby. Now, this was prior to Christina Lee's termination from the organization. Christina Lee facilitated this event for Noelia. She's from Kentucky. She has a ton of connections in Kentucky. It makes a lot of sense for Noelia to attend this event with Christina Lee so that Christina can introduce her to people and take care of her while she's at this appearance. That's normal. In fact, Christina Lee had done things like this in the past, like when she went to the photo shoot for Fadil with Noelia and Uma Sophia. This is quite normal. But after Christina Lee's termination, then it was decided that Noelia was no longer able to attend the Derby. Here's one instance. Here's another that was just shared on an Instagram Live. Kim Greenwood, who directs Miss Tennessee USA, had invited Leila Rose to Miss Tennessee USA, and there is a certain inference that if you're inviting the national director, that there is that open invitation to Miss USA as well. We've seen many Miss USAs attend various state pageants during their year of reign. But to Kim Greenwood's surprise, Leila arrived at the pageant not with Noelia or Uma Sophia. No, she arrived with one of her daughters. When asked why she wasn't at Miss Tennessee USA, Noelia was shocked and surprised that Leila was at Miss Tennessee USA and that Noelia wasn't there. Things like this and many others were happening behind the scenes during Noelia and Uma Sophia's reign, but I just want to be very, very clear that these young women were not going on appearances because they didn't want to. They were not even being told about them, or they were told they can go, and then that opportunity was taken away from them. I know many people are saying that these young women have not given specifics about bullying and harassment, and once again, they cannot because of those NDAs. Now, I've asked the same questions that you've asked. Are there loopholes? And what I have heard is that no, there are no loopholes in this particular contract. And that is why this is such a crazy thing that's happening right now. And also keep in mind that these contracts are new. These are different from when I was competing at Miss USA. Leila introduced a new contract that's 25 pages long. These young women, without consultation of a lawyer, were signing away things that they did not even understand or truly comprehend. Unfortunately, that's why whenever you have a contract, you should have it overlooked by a lawyer to have a full understanding of what you are getting yourself into. So for all those people saying that these young women should speak out, they cannot and they aren't because they fear that they will get sued. Noelia and Uma Sophia's mom did their own interview. Everybody's been having interviews. I've been getting called for all of these interviews. I haven't slept this week. So many people are wondering, where are the new episodes? I've been in calls. I've been in interviews. I've also had to start catching up on all of my client work. That is where I have been. So I'm not trying to neglect anything. It's just that I don't have a team. I can't make videos around the clock like I wish I could. One day, friends, one day. Keep subscribing, share the channel, and we'll get there. I'm exhausted. I hope that everybody finds peace. I hope that everybody makes up and is friends again, because this is not what pageantry should be at all. I'm not a fan of it. I'm always out here because I want the best for contestants. I want the best for organizations. I want everybody to be working together. I want everybody to be successful. I feel like there's room for everybody to be successful. And the reason that I create these episodes is because I care. It's always been because of that. And I feel like it's important for all of us in the pageant industry to talk about these things, to take accountability, to ask ourselves, how can we do better? I think it's also really important for everyone to start showing a little bit of grace and understanding, but in that same breath, we have to still be held accountable to the highest standard. This is a billion-dollar industry, and these young women are sacrificing their time, their efforts, their mental health at this point, their resources, their funds. Like, there's so much that is going into this, that these young women deserve a great experience from this. Like, no matter where you are in an organization, we're talking local, state, national, international title holders, everybody should have a positive experience from pageantry. And the way we can ensure that they're going to have a positive experience and that we can keep getting better is by holding ourselves accountable, holding one another accountable in this industry, and encouraging one another to always strive for excellence. That's how we're going to continue improving. But we're not going to see a lot of great progress and change by digging our heels in and saying that things are never going to get better, or this is just what title holders should expect, or that everybody should just get over it and move on. No, like, we need to have these we need to have important conversations. We really all need to be open to criticism. And I know that that's something that's really hard, and it's something that I struggle with, that I feel like most people struggle with. But I read a lot of comments on my channel, and sometimes I hear comments and like, oh, they're kind of tough to swallow. But when I read a critique, whether I can feel that it has good intention or bad intention, regardless of the intention, I do listen and think, like, do they have a point? Can I be better at something? Like, can I improve? Because why wouldn't I want to improve? Why wouldn't I want to get better? That is something that I can never wrap my head around. People who don't want any sort of criticism. Criticism isn't done to you. Criticism is done for you. If you are open towards it, criticisms can really work to your advantage. And that's one thing I learned in theater and in dance and in pageants. You know, people always have something to say. It doesn't really matter what it is, and even if it's meant to be a mean comment, sometimes I sit back and I'm like, but do they have a point? And sometimes I go, you know what? I think that they do. I am going to make that change. I'm not going to take it personal. And I really hope that that's how we can all, moving forward, start to take these criticisms. Hopefully we can get back on track and get back to our other Miss Universe episodes. I'm gonna try my best to come out with more episodes for Miss Universe Philippines. Don't worry, I have not forgotten. Life has just been very, very hectic lately, but thanks for sticking it out with me. I appreciate you, and I hope to see you very soon.